Let's bring in our own Steve Melewski, though, now, because he's had a pretty good eye on what's been going on beneath the surface.
Well, Melanie, I mean, there's a lot of pitching prospects, as you said, and of course, two of the biggest ones are at AAA Norfolk right now with Grayson Rodriguez, who threw another good outing last night. He's rolling for the Tides through 3 starts. Kyle Bradish is off to a good start at AAA. If you were to ask me, I think Bradish is a little more ready in terms of AAA experience. But, I mean, Grayson, come on, he's the number 1 pitching prospect in baseball. So, only 3 starts at AAA. How much longer will the team want to wait before they call him? We'll see. But it's nice to know they have not 1 but 2 top pitchers throwing well. There are many more throughout the farm. But when you talk about impacting the Oriole roster over the next few weeks or months, our eyes will be on Grayson and Kyle Bradish.
Let's go ahead and take a look at Grayson's numbers last night. Again, he was starting against one of the other top-ranked teams in the Durham Bulls Tampa Bay system. 5 1/3 innings, 8 punch-outs for Grayson. And this is what he had to say afterwards.
Last night was a good example of that, being full count, being able to throw a curveball or a changeup or whatever it might be. You know, last year in Bowie, it was particularly a changeup. Last night we went 3-2 slider for a strikeout, a couple 3-2 curveballs and some changeups.
And again, you can take a look here at what Rodriguez was able to do against Durham last night, continuing to stretch out, working over 5 innings against the Bulls. And he was also joined, by the way, Double-A Garrett Stallings. 5 innings of clean work for him as well. But as he just said, it's the mixing, moving in those sliders, and the changeup, which has become such a big pitch focus. And now that we can see that is also a trickle-down effect in the minor leagues. How deadly can that be for somebody like G-Rod, Steve?
I mean, he's just been such a great kid in pitching development, Melanie. He's just been so driven. I mean, the talent is obviously evident, but he has improved those secondary pitches on the Orioles' watch. The changeup has come a long way. The slider has come ways. He's locked in his command better. I think last year at Bowie, they really worked hard with him on learning scouting reports. They had him scout watch pitchers who throw 98 and how they looked against other teams, and not watch someone who threw, say, 92, for instance, so Grayson can see how's their bat react to 98, because that's what he throws. So, I mean, the Orioles have really not left a stone unturned, it seems, in developing this young man to try to be a finished product or close to it when he gets here. As Oriole fans can tell you over the years, Melanie, there's been a lot of pitching prospects who had back and forth. Kevin Gausman was a great example. This regime was trying to not do that. When they get here, hopefully they can stay here.
Well, and when you look at just how many of them there are through that system right now, even guys like Drew Rahm who are making a name for themselves, you have to feel a little good about what's coming up. But meanwhile, what's here right now for the Orioles has been absolutely stunning. Again, a .79 ERA through their last 4 games, sub-2 overall. They're amongst the tops both in Major League Baseball and the American League. I mean, where does this come from? Because we keep hearing the word confidence for guys like Paul Fry, Jorge Lopez, but these are just night and day differences.
What we're seeing right now, in my opinion, and several pitchers have expressed it to me, is a combination of things that have happened. The coaching staff was able to convince the pitchers, you've got to be strike one, guys. We got to shoot for the middle of the plate and let the movement take it to the corner. We're getting behind too many hitters. Strike one, it has to happen. And we're seeing that with all the staff, Melanie. They are attacking from the first pitch. 2 other things that are happening behind the scenes with coaches. The scouting reports that they are being given are extensive. What does your stuff play against the Oakland lineup? Here's how you need to attack them. And then it's go to the pitcher's strengths, because sometimes Paul Fry's strength may not be what matches up with a specific hitter, but he's got to stay with what he does best. When it does match up, go attack that hitter in the way the coaches have told you. And then the final piece of the puzzle is the biggest piece. It's the pitchers. You can give them all the great coaching and scouting in the world. They have to execute it at 7:05 every night, and they are doing a great job of that. The stuff we are seeing from the bullpen right now looks legit. I mean, the Orioles are pitching with the best teams in baseball because Joey Crable has a great changeup. and Felix Bautista has a tremendous split, and oh, by the way, throws 98. And Jorge Lopez threw 99 yesterday and also got swings and miss on his changeup. Paul Fry had a great slider. So right now, Melanie, it's all coming together. It's only 12 games, we know, but it's been fun to watch this staff work this year.
It's been a delight. Now, you mentioned a moment ago about players who have had to kind of have that back and forth and trying to limit that. But when you talk about this, we can't overlook the success of both Spencer Watkins and Chris Ellis, their 2 starts, finding out very last minute, joining the team, and then finding out that the ball is theirs. Where does that speak to the Orioles' level of communication, that from the minors to the bigs, they're all on the same page?
They are, and they know right now there's an opportunity here, but those players are also smart enough to know the names we talked about earlier in this segment that are on the come. So they're trying to grasp every morsel of opportunity they get to advance their careers, help the team they're with now, maybe help themselves later, because some of these stud pitchers are coming. But while they're here, they're going to do everything they can do, and Melanie used what I just talked about, the game plan, the scouting, the execution, bring it all together, and look at the starting pitching in this series, look at the starting pitching in this season. It's been something to behold for the Orioles right now, who, if they could have just scored a few more runs, 4 and 8 for all we know, could be 6 and 6, 7 and 5, something much better. But right now, they look at this pitching and go, this has been great, let's ride this as long as they can.
All right, Steve. Well, we know that you're out there and you've got a lot to get going before first pitch. Thanks, as always, for giving us a little bit of insight into what's going on in the O's system.
You got it.